Hi there, if you're joining us for the very first time for either a Great Brain Workout or any of the Better with Fitness exercise programs, and you do not have a kit, so before we had community closures, a number of people in our classes bought fitness kits that they could take home and work from their house while we were closed for a couple of weeks, but it looks like we're going to be closed a lot longer. So welcome, and I'm really happy that you're going to join us. You don't have a kit, and you might have some things lying around, but if you don't, what I'm going to show you in this video is just how to take simple household items and turn them into fitness equipment so that you can do the classes along with us. So first of all, number of people have weights already. So if you have weights, if you have some weights, ladies, I would suggest 3 or 4 pounds. If you've never done any weights and you feel this is going to be a challenge, let's go for 2 pounds. Gentlemen, somewhere between, let's say, 4 and 8. So weights you might have. If you don't have weights, by now most of us have some kind of water bottles lying around. Fill them up right to the brim. Make sure you seal them. And make sure this one's actually glass with a rubber top on it. I would not use glass. But if you fill it, you will end up with about 1.5 pounds of water in each one, which is better than nothing. And I will teach you in the class how to use isometrics, which are isometric as your one set of muscles working against another. That's how dancers have that incredible control. They don't just throw their arm out. Their arm moves with control because one set of muscles is pulling, one set is pushing, and you're creating this isometric tension. So we can take a very light weight and add tension to it and use our brains and our imagination and up that weight from 3 pounds to 5 or 6 pounds. You'll get just as good a workout with the light weights and isometric tension and a little brain exercise in there. So the next thing we all had in our kits, or at least some of us, not everybody had the same kit, was an exercise band. If you've ever been to a physio, they might have given you one of these to go home and pull your shoulders back or whatever. If you have one, 6 feet is ideal, 5 feet is next, 4 feet might be too short to do a lot of the exercises. So not everybody has one of those. However, most of us somewhere in the closet have, or our wife has, a pair of pantyhose. And pantyhose are wonderful because they have a lot of spandex in them. So I'm not going to do single leg, I'm going to double it. And you'll be able to use it for almost all the exercises as a band. Works really, really well. So dig out those pantyhose you were going to throw out and take to the thrift store, or just chuck in the garbage. Keep them, and you're going to use them for exercise. So the next thing we had one of these bowls, which is air-filled. And it's got a nice boing to it so that you can bang away at various parts of your body and not hurt yourself. Unless you have grandkids, you might not have one of those kicking around. So what I've done is take this is a really solid plastic bag. It's not like a little bag from the grocery store. This one is nice and solid. And I just took a big long shawl and rolled it up. Sweater will do. Paper doesn't have enough give. You need something fabric, something you don't really care if it gets a bit creased. Shove it in the bottom of the bag. Tighten it up. Now I wanted to get this end out of the way. So I flipped the end over a couple of times, tied an elastic around it, and I'm going to use it. I'm going to be squeezing in on it, holding it tight, and I can bang away without hurting myself. So speaking of banging away, pretty well everybody had a set of wooden drumsticks in their kit. If you do not have drumsticks, you likely have a pair of wooden spoons somewhere in your kitchen. If you have dowels at home, maybe you could just saw off a bit of a dowel. This is probably about 14 inches maybe, 14 inches long. 14, 15. Drumsticks, that's about the standard drumstick length. So wooden spoons tend to be shorter by far, but that's okay. All you want to do, you just make sure they're going to be safe. You just want to have a vibration, create a vibration, and a sound. So the sound and the vibration are going to affect your brain, and you want to be able to bang hard enough that you're going to feel a little bit of reverberation go up through your muscles. So what else do we have? Oh yes, weights. If you don't have weights, I forgot to tell you this. The other thing you could do is use some tin cans. Now we also, all of us have this handy dandy device, a proprioceptive massage device, otherwise known as a dryer ball, and they're very, very handy. If you don't have a dryer ball, I will get you to use just your nails on your hand to stimulate your hands. So I'm just tapping. The other thing that works really well, hold on. Found it. There, found it. We were scrubbing vegetables. It's just a nail brush. All I want to do is be able to stimulate my hands and the bottom of my feet. A nail brush will work fairly well. This one's a little soft. I actually used it for scrubbing vegetables instead. But a regular bristled nail brush will work for you quite nicely. So in the kit, we had these little cones. Now, the purpose of the cones, we can make do without them. We can put the dryer ball in the cone and it doesn't roll anywhere. So that was the main purpose. So rather than putting the cone down and using it to keep the dryer ball stable, you're going to go into your cupboard and find, I have coconut cream, 2 of them, matching cans. Something that's flat on the bottom where I can move, I can put it down, I can pick it up. It's got a little bit of weight, that's fine. All I want is it to, speaking of rolling away, there goes the dryer ball. I just want you to not have something roll away. So a little bit of height to it makes it easier to pick up. Next, loops. We all had either 1 or 2 of these loops in our kits, and they are there is a lot of stretch to these. There are a lot of strength to them. And in terms of working core, working arms, it's a great device. Not everybody's going to have one of those around. So what I did was this. I took an old sleeveless t-shirt that looked exactly like this, and I cut the top off because I wasn't using it anymore. And I'm rolling it up and using it this way instead of the band. So it does not, unless you have incredible spandex in yours, this is only about 5% spandex, but it's enough to let you work core and arms quite efficiently. I could have actually cut the t-shirt. The width is this. I'm just rolling it up, but I could have cut it in a half or thirds. I just had another use for it and wanted to recycle it and use it twice. So the other thing, what else is in here? We all had one of these. Or not all, but most of us had a little ball. It's just a rubber bouncy ball. It's the old Spalding handballs. They've got nice bounce. Likely you're not going to have anything like that lying around. Tennis ball works absolutely fine. Just as good. If you have a ping pong ball, you're going to work harder to make it not, or to control it. It's going to want to go all over. Don't go out to the store and buy a ball. Don't go out to the store and buy equipment. If you have a ball, if you don't have a ball, just see maybe one of the grandkids left it around or something. Maybe you could steal it from your dog and clean it. But you want something that's going to bounce where you don't have to bend down to get it. It's going to bounce and you're going to be able to catch it at waist height. Oh, I did have a ping pong ball there. I did have a ping pong ball. So, yes, you can do a ping pong ball. Don't ever use a dollar store one. They have no bounce whatsoever. And they go all over, but a decent ping pong ball would work as well. Then in our kit we had one of these. So it's actually a little rhythm device from the music store. Shaped like an egg, and it's filled with, I don't know what it's filled with. So what I did was this. I got a small bottle, plastic. It is a little tiny vitamin bottle there. And I just opened it up and very carefully filled it with some lentils or beans. I didn't fill it, actually. I did about halfway. All you need to do is be able to feel that there's a bit of weight in there and that you can feel a vibration when the weight hits with the beans going back and forth inside. I would never use a glass jar because we're going to be doing lots of stuff and I don't want it to break, but you want a little plastic container that's got a nice little lid. If you're worried about the lid, tape it down. So the last thing I'm going to do, I'm saving my favorite till the last. We have weighted balls. So some of us have 2-pounders and some of us have 3-pounders. They're a ball, there's air around it, and inside there's a sack of sand for weight. Now that's hard to replace. Most people don't have one of those lying around in the house, so I'm just going to move my camera up so I can look you in the eye and show you this. What I've done is I went into my husband's drawer and stole a sock. So a man's sock is going to likely be more the size that you want. You don't want a lightweight sort of tiny ankle sock. You want something that's a good length. And what I've done is I went and I raided the pantry again. And I got 2 cups of, these are mung beans that they make bean sprouts out of. But any kind of small bean or lentil. Beans are heavier than rice. You won't get the same weight with rice as you do with beans. So what did I do? I put it in a plastic bag so that they didn't pour all over. So I put it in a plastic bag. I used a freezer bag because it's a little more solid in terms of plastic. I got all the air out of it. Sealed it up. And then what you're going to do, I want you to watch carefully here, because you don't want to have knots in this part. So I took the sock, I scrunched up my bag, I put this bag into the sock. Easier said than done. There we go. Oh, I've got something to put there. There we go. So I want to tuck in any ends. So I want it to be as smooth and round as possible. So once I've got the sock in, or the bag in the sock, I took the upper part and I twisted the bottom part. Really nice and tight. Nice and tight. Grab it. Open up the sock and slide it. Keep that twist there. Keep the twist there. Open the sock up and slide it back down with the twist in over top of your bag. Shake it down, press it down, whatever. We're trying to make it round. So you're going to do the same thing again. You're going to twist nice and tight. I go around 5 or 6 times just to make sure it's going to stay. I'm going to split open the sock, slide it over top again, and then it should have just enough elastic in the top of the sock that it'll stay there without any kind of a tie, and you've got this nice, relatively round object, which is not going to be as heavy as something weighted with sand. If you have sand, and you can go out to your garden, get sand, put it in the Ziploc bag and use the sand, but that's the next best thing. It works really well. So the last thing is, not everybody had this in their kits. Some of us did. I need a pole, so I'm going to take the end off my the broom end off, unscrew it, and you end up with this perfect fitness device that is just awesome for working on your core strength and working on your balance. So, broom handle. And when you're done, you can sweep up all the beans that you spilled on the floor while you were filling the sock. Anyhow, that's what you can use around your house. Most of us will have the majority of those objects sitting around. So if you gather them together, make your equipment, and then join us for classes online. So as long as the community centers are closed, we will be doing online classes. You can email me and ask questions. So if you're doing the Better with Fitness programs, the address is betterwithfitness@gmail.com. And if you're doing the Great Brain Workout, you can email me at thegreatbrainworkout@gmail.com. So thanks for joining us. I look forward to having you in class. It'll be fun. It'll be a good workout. Please be safe. Stay inside. Don't go anywhere. Don't visit your friends, as antisocial as that seems. But now we have things like YouTube, and we have a way to communicate where if this had happened 50 years ago, it would have been really isolating. So we're going to create a gym in your house and get you working. It'll be good to help you get rid of stress. Thanks.